They came after me with masterful deceit. They broke down my loot and they kicked in my teeth. When the devil's horns minced our tender meat, so cried the witcher, he can't be bleed. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your witcher, friend of humanity. Happy Friday, everyone. What's going on? It's Kyle here. Super excited to be doing a Witcher stream today. Y'all voted on Patreon and on YouTube that you wanted to see the Witcher stream before anything else. We had a vote for Ghost of Tsushima, we had a vote for The Witcher, and we had a vote for the Xbox Game Showcase. We might do some more of those this weekend, but today we're going to focus on some Witcher news. And yeah, we got some good and bad news. So we're going to talk about a couple of different things today. Really interesting stuff, but I'm super happy to be here. Let's see who is in the live chat. We have Everdon. What's going on? We have a Broken Brudzamenda. What's going on? We have Rick Hoppy, the maester of coffee. I got some coffee here myself, Rick. Let me take a sip. Did everybody hear the intro song okay on that one? I just got my new computer yesterday, so I'm adjusting all the settings again and getting everything set up, and it's kind of a pain in the ass to transfer everything over, essentially, to a new computer, so hell yeah. Hey, what's going on, Kate? What's going on? Yeah, I'm super pumped to have a new computer because my old laptop, like, it's cool because I can have a second monitor, like, I have my laptop set up to my second monitor, and I have the chat just open on one of my other monitors. But the thing is I wasn't able to live stream like I wanted to in the past because I've been putting that thing through so much crap over the past 3 years, just like heavy editing for Game of Thrones videos and stuff like that. And laptops are far less powerful than desktop computers. So yeah. Today we got some Witcher news, and we're going to go over every article. They're all on RedanianIntelligence.com, and we're going to basically talk about some good news and bad news. Some good news, some good casting stuff that we can talk about. David Peterson, who you all may know from, let's get this here, from Game of Thrones, to help with all of the different languages and stuff, also does the same for The Witcher, so we're going to check out that. And it looks like The Witcher is going to be back in production and filming very, very soon. So I think August 17th. I know that Henry Cavill and Freya Allen, both Geralt de Rivia and Ciri, are both in pre-production right now. They're getting ready. However, it's going to be filming all the way until February 2021. So that is going to push The Witcher back significantly, and we're not going to see it at least probably till next summer. So a little bit of a bummer there, but we're going to go over it anyways. We have Maura Lee. What's going on, Maura? Nice to see you. And we also have Anthony Shattuck. So yeah, so we're going to go over some stuff today, and it's going to be super fun. We'll talk about all of the different articles and just the Witcher news. We're gonna try to do this as much as possible. Like I said, I want to keep a consistent schedule for Fridays. If we don't have a podcast, a surprise, like we had one last week, I will be doing either a Witcher newscast like this, or we will be doing a Witcher 3 The Wild Hunt playthrough. So every Friday, we're going to have a Witcher live stream. It just depends on what kind of live stream it is. Hey, what's up, Kate? She says, I just got a new laptop too. Such a biatch. The microphone levels are especially troubling on my new one. And yeah. So one thing that I did end up getting as well, chat, was I ended up getting this. So it's called a Rodecaster Pro, and this is a mixer. And you can see the soundboard to the side over here. The soundboard is coming back, and this is something that is going to really, really improve the quality of the stream as far as sound goes. However, the Blue Yeti mic is not a dynamic mic. So the problem with that is this mic cannot be hooked up to the Rodecaster Pro. So what I did is, I love the Blue Yeti. I've had it for 3 years, but I kind of wanted to upgrade. You know what I mean? I just want to make sure that we had better sound on the stream and stuff like that. And the mic that I ordered, unfortunately, was supposed to come in 2 weeks. Now it's back ordered all the way till the middle of September. So I got this beautiful soundboard that I want to use, but I can't. So a bit of a bummer because of COVID, man. It's just like putting a dent in everything. You know what I mean? And let me get this screen. and it's just really wrecking everything. So I'm trying my best to improve the quality of everything on the stream, but the mic is going to be held out for a little bit. So we at least got this, and it's just a bummer that we can't use the soundboard, because once you program the soundboard, my God, you can do like all sorts of cool stuff. I can program like my intro song and all sorts of stuff like that. Oh my God! Morally throwing a coin to my favorite YouTuber. Toss a coin to your YouTuber, oh Valley of Plenty, oh Valley of Plenty, oh, oh, oh. Thank you, Morally. Thank you, Mora. Really, really appreciate that. By the way, we have now had 6 people hit that join button. You can see the people in the chat that have the badges beside their name. We have Rick. You can see the little hype train. Mora Lee has, of course, been one for 6 or 7 months now, so she has a different badge. But we now have 6, right? And I put a little comment at the top. And basically, it has the link for the join button. If we get to 10, I'm going to do a special Witcher giveaway. So we have 6 so far, 6 different emojis. Let's spam those emojis. I actually got a Geralt emoji just the other day. It looks really bad. Look at how bad the Geralt emoji looks, everyone. He's got his beard and he's got his gray hair and everything. How hilarious is that? But we got the hype train, we got the coin, we got the Mario, we got the Mandalorian, and we got the new Baby Yoda. So yeah, if you want to become a Fandalorian of the fandom media, you can hit that join button, or you can join on Patreon, which you can find the link in the description of the video. So everyone, let's get into some articles. We're going to go to RedanianIntelligence.com. I'm going to post the articles in the live chat for you. And that way you can follow along. So just let me get this first one here. Boom. And then I'll post it. Let me, one sec. So let's get the link here, RedanianIntelligence.com, just so everybody can follow along. I forgot to post it in the description of the video, so I'll just post it in the chat for y'all, and then I'll screen cap it so we could read it and check it out together. So just let me get this. Yeah, I'm really bummed out because the soundboard came in and I was all pumped about it, but yeah, I can't hook up the Blue Yeti to it. So that's the first article, everyone. I'm just going to spam it in chat so y'all can have it. And this is the first article that we're going to check out. So I need to close my email here. And all right, so RedanianIntelligence.com. Let's go check it out. Henry Cavill and Freya Allen begin preparing to film Witcher Season 2. So this one is written by Gravemaster. Like I said, I did put the link in the description of the video for you. Redanian Intelligence is a great, great, great site that brings all sorts of Witcher news. They've actually been doing some House of the Dragon stuff, too. They've been liking some of that, so they're fans of fantasy, just like all of us. After a long hiatus due to COVID-19 pandemic, the second season of Netflix's The Witcher resumes filming on August 17th and is currently planned to wrap by February 2021. So that's quite a bit of a pushback. Meanwhile, pre-production has already started, and series leads Henry Cavill and Freya Allen are already on site at Arbor Field Studios preparing to film in about 3 weeks. While we don't have a photo of Henry Cavill, we do know he's back at work, as always inseparable from his dog Cal, and Freya, on the other hand, revealed on her Instagram that she has been working too. So let's go check out her she's absolutely beautiful, by the way. Freya, there she is. She's doing her stuff there. Freya Allen, if you want to go follow her, it's just Freya Allen on Instagram.com. So yeah, Freya is back, and she says a little bit of prod today, which means pre-production, and now the countdown begins. In a recent interview, Lauren Hissrich mentioned, the showrunner of The Witcher, mentioned that they had been in the middle of shooting a big action scene. We were literally in the middle of a big sequence we had been preparing for months, she told The Wrap. We can't surely say which action scene from the first 2 episodes that would be, but it's possible that Lauren refers, what she's referring to is the fight involving Geralt, Ciri, Nivellen, and Verena in the premiere of Season 2. So that is something that everybody's been looking forward to, and we know that Nivellen is going to be in Season 2 of The Witcher. I believe, we can go check out that article next, too. But yeah, so back to pre-production, everyone. It's a little bit of a bummer, because look at this, February 2021. This is the next article that we're actually going to check out. And yeah, it's just something that is inevitable. Unfortunately, COVID-19, the pandemic is doing this. There's nothing that we can really do about it other than, try to be optimistic about some of these dates that production companies and TV shows and movies that are having to deal with. So, unfortunately, because they missed out on 4 months, they have to push everything back, and it looks like they're going to be done. I mean, fingers crossed. Hopefully, nothing else gets pushed back. It doesn't get worse, but it looks like that's at least the plan. So, here's another one by Gravemaster. Filming of The Witcher Season 2 continues into 2021. With the pre-production ramping up again for the second season of Netflix's The Witcher, things are more or less getting into shape. Plans and schedules are no exception, while the global pandemic still makes everything quite uncertain and might continue to do so for some time. There is already a wrap date set for the Henry Cavill drama. Redanian intelligence has learned that the filming of The Witcher Season 2 is currently planned to last until February 2021. As we always see, schedules are rarely ever set in stone, and in the end, production could wrap up several days or even weeks earlier or later. Regardless, the current plan is now known, and it makes things a little bit more clear. As you will remember, filming is supposed to resume on August 17th this year, wrapping up by February 2021. Would it mean an extended filming schedule? The overall filming time for Season 2 is roughly around 8 months, including the 5 weeks that they did before the lockdown. Previously, Season 2 is scheduled to be filmed only for 5.5 months, from February 2020 to August 2020. This is the natural result of all the necessary precautions implemented in order to prevent the spreading of coronavirus disease and perhaps other factors. So when will the Season 2 of The Witcher be released? We reported some time ago that the Platige Image, one of The Witcher's VFX studios, planned to complete their work by July 2021. Similarly, they completed their work for Season 1 by November of 2019 in a show premised in December of 2019. It wouldn't be a big stretch to assume that the Netflix's current plans to release Season 2 around August 2021. So, especially since Season 1 had a similar 6 to 7 month period in post-production. So, a bit of a bummer, everyone. That's a long time, right? It's a long time. I really want The Witcher, as a Christmas present, by December. But it's just not realistic anymore, so a bit of bad news, but a bit of good news too. They're getting back to it. There's a lot of production companies that are in the United States that are completely screwed. You know what I mean? So I think that is something that is a positive that we need to look at. While things have been pushed back, at least they're starting soon. Right? And another thing that is super positive about this is that they have had time to refine the scripts. They have had time to be in better communication, maybe about some of the things that they've wanted to change. And, certainly they're not doing nothing during the pandemic. So looking over the scripts, having conversations with the actors and actresses, making sure that everyone is on the same page and understands what this season is going to be about. Remember that this is Season 2. We're moving forward, and there's going to be less of the timeline stuff, and we're more going to be all consolidated onto one timeline. Yes, of course, we have other POVs, and we'll be jumping back and forth between different areas, between Nilfgaard and Kaer Morhen and Ciri and Geralt on their way to Kaer Morhen and wherever Yennefer is. So that's going to be something that is obviously communicated and something that they can refine, that I think is a positive thing. So while there is negatives, there are also positives, I think. So yeah, we'll definitely see what happens, but it's just my phone's going off. One sec. I forgot to shut off all my alarms. I always, if I take a nap or anything like that, I always make sure that I have my alarm set. That's a little bit after the stream, but yeah. So what does everybody think about the news? Everybody bummed out? Everybody trying to put a positive spin on it? One thing that I think is positive is that it gives the podcast a surprise, a chance to do a bunch more episodes. And privately, we've actually been speaking about doing some show stuff too. We've done mostly book stuff, but that would give us an opportunity to maybe cover the whole season of the show too. So, The Witcher is filmed in Czech Republic and a couple of other spots in Europe. Rick, I can't remember exactly, but yeah. So cheers, everyone. I'm just having some coffee. I also got the rice cooker on. I'm going to be making some rice. It's going to be really good. I got some ground beef, some rice. I got some roasted peanuts that I made. I'm going to make kind of like a pad thai with rice. So yeah, what does everybody think about it? Broken Bird says, I'm making it a positive cause like you said more time to tweak the script. Yeah, I think so. Kate Bertinsky says, it does give me more time to finally make it through the books, which is good news. Yeah, that is certainly one thing that is positive, right? There's a lot of people that got into the books like after Game of Thrones, right? Look at how many books, pardon me, I tried to do a giveaway on the channel and I couldn't even get a copy of The Last Wish. I went on Amazon, sold out. All these different independent book companies sold out. It was crazy. It was really crazy. So I think it gets a lot of other, and maybe they'll have the Nightmare of the Wolf, the Vesemir, the animated stuff. Maybe that will come out, and we'll have more of this kind of side stuff to check out before. Obviously we have basically a year until we're going to see The Witcher on television again. It's Anthony says it's kind of like that season of Game of Thrones where we had to wait for so long, but so happy when it's finally here. Yeah, I guess we can kind of take a similar approach to it in that Game of Thrones took that extra time. We had that extra. I think wasn't in between season. Was it season 8 and we also had a bigger wait between season 6 and season 7, right? So it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it, but. And also one thing that I think that we should take into account is we want these people to stay safe, right? Production people, camera people, set designers, costume people, actors and actresses. We want them to take the necessary precautions, and we want them to be around for the long haul. Like, we want 7-8 seasons of this, right? So it's smart to make sure that everything goes properly instead of having some sort of short-term fix and then making a bigger problem later, Nice. So yeah, how's everybody doing on this Friday? We're doing okay? Everybody enjoying themselves? Everybody chilling out? I'm super happy to be here. Like I said, I did, for those of you that don't know, I do votes. If you go and check the community page, or if you're a supporter on Patreon, I do polls. And, Patreon specific polls, you have to be a patron to sign up to get, power to vote in those polls, but I also put polls in the community page. So if you check those out, I try to do those like 2-3 times a week just to check out what people want to see on the channel. Love it. By the way, if you haven't checked out our Witcher podcast, I do have the link to the podcast as a surprise in the description of the video. Of course, our homepage is with our sponsors on Anchor, but I did put the Spotify link, the iTunes link. So if you aren't downloading our podcast or leaving a review, please do that. Check it out. It really helps out the podcast. And yeah, we have a downloadable version of the podcast other than the live version that we also do here on the channel. So. Ooh, Kate says, good times. I'm enjoying the sun with a milkshake IPA. That's nice. I haven't been drinking at all. I've been taking a break from that, trying to avoid gut problems right now. I'm actually taking it easy on coffee too. So, yeah, I'm trying to eat healthier for sure. Nice, Anthony. So let's get into the other article. We have another article from RedanianIntelligence.com. Let's go. So we went through these two. We also have one with David Peterson. I gotta find that one. Star Wars creator VFX Studio. Oh, there's two more. So here's another one. Are we sharing? Okay, just making sure. So, Star Wars creator VFX Studio working on The Witcher, and more about the VFX in The Witcher Season 2. So this one was from Tadix, one of the largest, best-known visual effects studios in the world. Industrial Light and Magic, ILM, has joined the work on the second season of Netflix's The Witcher. The studio was founded by George Lucas in 1975 and has since that time worked on many of the greatest cinematic hits such as Star Wars, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Jurassic Park. They are a 16-time Academy Award winner for visual effects. Their most recent credits are The Mandalorian, Disney's Aladdin, and Avengers Endgame. Holy crap, everyone. This is like really amazing news. That was one of the kind of criticisms I think about Season 2. Some people are like, that dragon doesn't look that great, or this doesn't look that good. But oh my God, they got maybe the biggest... Mandalorian, Disney's Aladdin, and Avengers Endgame. I don't think it gets bigger than that. I mean, this is probably the biggest studio for VFX in the world, right? Another studio that will contribute to the appearance of the second season is the Third Floor. They are responsible for the pre-visualization, i.e. for planning and conceptualizing scenes. They have recently worked on productions such as Rogue One, Mowgli, and Spider-Man Far From Home. So other huge projects. We can also confirm that the part of the crew working on the visual effects for the first season will return to work on the second season. Studios that will work both seasons are Platiche Image, Cinesight, One of Us, and Clear Angle Studio. At the moment, it is not known whether Framestore or Nivis, who are working on the first season, will return to work on the second. Perhaps they will be replaced by Industrial Light and Magic and the Third Floor. It's also possible that the budget for special effects has been increased and more studios have been hired to work on the second season. So I got to assume that that's a yes because, I mean, wasn't The Witcher breaking records? I've not even surpassed The Mandalorian as far as how many people were watching it. So I think it was ranked number one for a while. And in any case, we're happy with the new crew and hopeful that some of the VFX elephants, everyone, we're getting elephants in season 2. I can't speak today. Elements that were rough around the edges will be improved in season 2. So that's really, really good news, everyone. They got, what's it called again? ILM. They're the people that worked on The Mandalorian, Disney's Aladdin, and Avengers Endgame. They basically hired the best studio of studios that you can get for visual effects for The Witcher. So season 2, I'm assuming that it's going to be improved. I mean, Star Wars, Pirates of the Caribbean, Jurassic Park, Spider-Man Far From Home, The Mandalorian, Avengers Endgame, Rogue One, those are all super huge projects. And it shows the commitment that Netflix, not only Netflix, has to The Witcher, but the showrunners as well. So they are invested on making sure that The Witcher not just has a season 2, but has a season 7 and 8, and that we get to see the totality of this story. And it's good that they're making this change now, I think, that they're investing in this now. Hey, season 1 was good, but let's make season 2, 3, 4, let's make it the best possible fantasy show on the planet. There's no Game of Thrones anymore. The Witcher is out there. Of course, we have other shows like Curse, but The Witcher, I think, is the best fantasy show out there right now. Maybe until Lord of the Rings Amazon comes out, we don't really know a ton about that. I mean, there's obviously going to be more news when we really start to get into filming and stuff like that. But for now, I think The Witcher can be considered, even though it has one season, maybe the best fantasy show on television. Okay, so we got another article. This one is really interesting. David Peterson. The Witcher language creator publishes extensive material, including information about a mysterious new character. So this one is by Weislieven, written on July 19th, 2020. It's also on Redanian Intelligence. The first season of Netflix's The Witcher gave us just a hint at what to expect of the continent, its inhabitants, and their cultures in future seasons. One detail that might have escaped the attention of most casual viewers is the extensive work done by language creator David Peterson, who is otherwise known for coming up with the Dothraki language for HBO's Game of Thrones. For season 1 of The Witcher, he developed the show's version of the Elder Speech, taking from what is known from author Andrzej Sapkowski's writings. Since the elves did not have a huge presence in the first season, very little of his work actually made it onto the screen, and we haven't seen much of Elder Speech until now. So one thing that's really cool, everyone, David Peterson, I actually got to interview him at the first Con of Thrones at 2017. He's a really cool guy. And Aziz from the podcast of Surprise actually knows David really well, so perhaps we can get a special guest in the future. I can't guarantee anything, but maybe we could reach out to David and have him on the podcast of the channel and talk about his work. He's a really cool guy. I actually met him at, I think it was Worldcon too. He's a really nice guy. Super intelligent and talented as hell. Recently, we found out a ton of information written by David in Hanlinge, the language of the Aenshid, the elves, including a whole runic alphabet, a list of common words and phrases, as well as a number of morbid inscriptions telling the unwary traveler of local customs. A fair warning ahead, this post is a bit atypical as far as Redanian Intelligence posts go. It contains speculation and perhaps will be most interest of aspiring linguists, botanists, or die-hard elf supporters. However, if you make it to the end of the article, we promise you will learn something about the mysterious new character appearing in season 2. So this is just something you can see. This is all this like phonetic spelling. These are all the symbols that you can see, and I'm not going to go over them because it would be pretty boring. But if you want to go check it out, you can go check it out on radiantintelligence.com. I think it's their newest article or their newest article. So, yeah, there's all sorts of. I mean, I don't know how to read that, but anyways, we'll go down. Pretty cool. David Peterson, super talented. Hopefully we can reach out to him and maybe have him on. I got to interview him one time. I had really good interactions with him, and and Aziz knows him really well. So perhaps we can have a special guest, and that is something that we've been talking a little bit about privately. What kind of special guests we can have on the podcast? We've talked about having Radio Westeros on. They're absolutely fantastic, and they're really into The Witcher. So that it's something that we're exploring. Hey, what's going on, Lauren? Nice to see you, Lauren Scipione. If you haven't checked out Lauren, I'll make you a mod in the chat so you can post your singing and your Instagram. Lauren is super, oh my God. She is like a super talented singer, does all sorts of covers like Frozen and stuff like that. You should really go check her out. She's a member of also the Game of Thrones and Song of Ice and Fire community. I believe she's been to a couple of Ice and Fire cons, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Lauren, part of the podcast is Surprise Group. Really, really cool. And a very talented singer. So make sure you go check her out. You can post that in the comment section if you want, Lauren. So let's move down a little bit. She does amazing cosplays. So you should go check that out too. Absolutely beautiful cosplays. So we got another part of our article. Perhaps you remember that that huge casting breakdown we published in February had a character code named Vanessa Marie, whose slide sounded suspiciously like a female version of the Witcher 3 Hearts of Stone villain Gaunter O'Dim. It says, a recurring role, age 70 to 100, appears in 3 to 4 episodes. A very old white-haired woman, a demon who roams the land bargaining and preying on people's darkest desires. That definitely sounds like the creature that we see in the Nivellen story in the book, so perhaps it's that. But it says, we can confirm that Vanessa Marie's real name is Voleth Meir. Keeping with the tradition of using first name initials for code names. And what is more interesting is her name is translated from Hen Linge, which means deathless mother. So that's pretty scary. Can the name tell us anything about the type of character we expect to see in Season 2 or the arc she will appear in? The deathless part seems to hint at some sort of undead monster, of which there are many in the world of The Witcher. As such, Voleth could be any type of higher vampire, which also fits the part about her bargaining and preying on people's darkest desires. For example, species such as Bruxe, which we broke down in our Grain of Truth episode on the podcast, Surprise, are mentioned to be quite attached to their victims, taking advantage of their emotions. So we actually broke this down in the relationship with Verena and Nivellen. This could be the Verena that we're seeing, Voleth Meir, the Deathless Mother, but it could be something different. It says, others like Alps preferred to prey on sleeping humans, haunting them in their dreams. The fact that Voleth seems to be an elven name could also hint at something more sinister and older, like some sort of elven specter, which has been around for centuries to be given its own name in Hanlinge. At this point, this is of course nothing but speculation. The only thing that seems certain is that Voleth will eventually cross paths with one of the main characters. Considering series art seems pretty fixed, the dubious honor will probably fall on Yennefer or Geralt. So we did see some production stuff where we saw Yennefer and other characters with Filavandrel and some conflicts that are going to be going on in Season 2. I don't really want to spoil too much of Blood at Valves, but this is really interesting. This could be the Verena character that we do see in the Grain of Truth story from the book. So really, really interesting. And yeah, just some more casting news that we get to see. And it's really cool, the David Peterson stuff. He's absolutely fantastic. Like I said, I got to interview him. I believe the interview is still on the channel. So if you type in Con of Thrones, you will find it, I believe. I might have a playlist on the channel. I can't remember. You'll have to go check it out. It was in 2017, so it was a while back. Lauren says, hey there, folks. Thanks for the shout out. Here's a link to my cover of Priscilla's. Oh, damn. Let's go. Let's listen to it on stream, everyone. One sec. I got to open YouTube. I got to go to our own live chat to I might have a play. Let's chat. Should we listen to it on stream? Okay, let's do it. Let's open a new tab. Oh, the Wolvenst. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, this is amazing. This is my favorite song of all time from the Witcher series.
This cause long have yearned for your tender caress to bind our fortunes. Damn what the stars own. Rend my heart open, then your love profess. A winding weaving fate to which we both atone. You flee, my dream come the morning. Your scent berries tart, lilac sweet.
Oh, yes, this is so good.
To dream of raven locks and twisted stormy, of violet eyes glistening as you weep. The wolf I will follow into the storm to find your heart, its passion displaced by our ever-growing, hardening into stone. Amidst the cold to hold you in a heated embrace. You flee, my dream come the morning. Your scent berries tart, lilac sweet.
Oh.
To dream of raven locks and twisted stormy, of violet eyes glistening as you weep. I know not if fate would have us leave as one, or if by love's blind chance we've been bound. The wish I whispered when it all began, did it forge a love you might never have found. You flee, my dream come the morning. Your scent berries tart, lilac sweet. To dream of raven locks and twisted stormy, of violet eyes glistening as you weep.
Wow. My God. It's such a good song. So okay, chat. We just watched Lauren's. That's amazing. Let's go watch the original. One sec. This is the one that's in The Witcher 3. Thank you, Lauren. That was badass.
These scars long have yearned for your tender caress, to bind our fortunes. Damn what the stars own.
See, mine isn't as good as Lauren's at all. We lose viewers when I sing.
A winding weaving fate to which we both atone. You flee.
The song is about Geralt and Yennefer, by the way.
Your scent berries tart, lilac sweet. To dream of raven
Let's go. What else should we check out? Chat? I'm trying to think. Witcher 3 guitar cover. Let's see if we can find any cool guitar covers. Oh, yes, this is amazing. Oh. That would be cool, Lauren. That would be really cool. See you, Amanda. Where's my... Oh, Cloak and Dagger. This is my favorite one, chat. Oh, this one's so good. It's my favorite one, chat. Oh, yeah. I'm loving this. Oh, my God. It would be nice to see Priscilla, yeah. All right, let's go to Anchor. So if anybody hasn't checked out the podcast, a surprise, you can here. We have our latest episode up, and we can actually listen to it.
Hey, everybody. My name's Aziz, and I've been podcasting for 8 years. For about half a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
So we got our newest episode up. And you can check everything out here. You can see all sorts of stuff. You can listen on Spotify. And if you haven't checked out the podcast, you can find all the feeds right here. So Apple, you have Breaker, and all this stuff like that. Of course, we have the support button, which is something that's really cool that was added. You can support for $1 a month, $5.99 a month, or $10 a month. Just something that's helpful for the podcast. And I did something really awesome for Patreon too, everyone. Let's go to Fandom Media. So I completely revamped the Patreon of the channel. And I want to show you something cool that I did. Boom. So chat, if you sign up for Fandom Media Patreon, you become a Fandalorian. And I made all sorts of really cool different tiers. So if you want to support for just $1, that's cool. I have an audio feed which starts at $5. But all sorts of bonus content, $20. Also, like you get a video topic featured on the channel, stuff like that. But you can find the link to that in the description of the video. But anyways, just revamp the Patreon just for people who wanted to check that out. It's a great way to support the channel. So yeah, everyone. So there isn't a ton of Witcher news right now. That was mostly what I wanted to get to. And there's both positives and negatives about it. Of course, we have to wait longer, but we want the actors and actresses, we want the showrunners, we want the cameramen, we want the set designers, we want the costume designers. We want all of these people to be healthy for the long term of the show. And I think that is something that kind of gets lost in all this talk about TVs and movies. Like, yeah, we're missing out, and we'd rather have it in December for sure. We'd rather have it right now. But I think this is something that we have to consider. And I think that we should... I'm not saying anybody here is like that, but we have to be thoughtful and more compassionate in these situations because it's affecting everyone. So yeah, that's the news for today. A little bit of a fun stream, a shorter stream, but I thought I would go live with some Witcher news today. I think I'm actually going to go live tonight and play some Ghosts of Tsushima as well. Tomorrow, I'm going to do the reaction to the Xbox Game Showcase. I'll probably do that live, and we can check out all the videos like we did today. That's pretty fun. I love doing reaction videos. It's a lot easier than doing edited videos. We can watch everything together, and it's super fun. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining today. Really, really, really appreciate everyone coming to hang out. I see Rick, Lauren, Amanda, Anthony, Kate Bertinsky, Morally with the $50 donation. Really appreciate that. Dragonheart was also here. Let's scroll all the way back. Everdon, thank you for joining. I don't think I missed it. Did I miss anyone? Rick Hoppy, of course. And Kate Bertinsky, I already said. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining today. Really, really appreciate that. If you want to check out our Witcher podcast, link in the description of the video. If you want to check any ways to support the channel, you can find the link to my Patreon and also the join button in the description of the video. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. We will see you all later for some Ghost of Tsushima gameplay. Thanks for joining, everyone. Have a